That one day you go worry me. I beg. No. That one day I no go look you, sir. I beg you. If I say I go look you, hey, God go punish me. I no go look you, sir. I beg you. I beg you in the name of God. I no go look you, sir. Because he now go chop the running me. I beg you, I no go look you. This why he day in nectar. Abusua mama na wase bebre say wa try na try ho ba ha Onua TV 100 degrees program and ya dey bro we fi samre akopim say no watch ebebo me di asempa na channel so say dwumade obetimi asend WhatsApp e dey about WhatsApp number no 0504 771800 you streaming live on Facebook and obetimi share before the break now me introduce me guys me catch you say in January this year Lucine, but quite unfortunate, very sad one. But Yamiadom, they've gone past it. And then, the former chief executive officer, Ghana National Petroleum Company, Alexander Kofi Mensah, Mould, Abekamisa. Mr. Mould, good evening.
Good evening.
Bibi Abokodi.
Very Aboko.
Our condolence.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very sad. But and I'm sure, sir, you've put all, and you're moving on.
Yeah, and adding.
Just a short one, at least. What be a tea for episode say.
Oh, to Quine, on in cousins to Quine, one called Mauritius, on your malaria, WOHO, and son of call, but woman to me undetected till a few days. One didn't say flu, and it just happened there was malaria, and it was very bad. Yeah, and she had complications. Unfortunately, they did everything they could, but it just didn't happen. So she passed away on the 2nd of January. Yeah. Here in Accra, it was the 1st, so people think it's the 1st, but it was the 2nd. When I was with her, I was at the bedside with my wife and her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not more Mauritius.
Wow.
Yeah, so how was it like, that particular moment? I know it's difficult, but at least let me share the experience with us.
It's what you don't wish for anybody, It's just sad, but I don't want to talk about it.
And as well, and the gentle soul of Onua, rest in perfect peace. 100 degrees, say a program 0504 771800. WhatsApp number over to me, Eddie Abba. Alex Kofi Mensah Mould, former Chief Executive Officer, GMPC, and I'm in a train come on a great laugh. Call into
As I had a social distance intimate me.
Oh, wait a minute. I mean, social distance.
We
I was saying
approximately 2.2 meters.
Oh, we cried there, bro. I was saying grofo who are warfare. No, I was saying grofo who are warfare. I mean, but me too on catch if I know what share. Oh, busy.
Oh, we said since maybe we've been, keeping our distance and staying at home. Then COVID so set in.
Yeah.
And someone said we locked down ourselves before even the president announced it would be a lockdown because yet there across the world, Italy, across the world, Spain, across the world, UK and the US. It just made sense for you to lock down. But I've been doing a lot of work with the party, mobilizing the youth, giving talks time to time, and also doing a lot of writing, and also talking about issues that are current. A lot of issues have occurred, and also advising on COVID, helping out my friends in government, talking to them a lot about what we can do together for COVID, because COVID affects OBR. So you can't just be partisan about it. Sure. You have to critique them, you have to advise them, you have to contribute. It's up to them to look at the situation and decide what's the best thing to do.
We are a staunch party member.
Yes.
Deep-rooted.
I think so.
NDC Uwomba.
Yeah.
Really.
But first of all, I'm a Ghanaian. I'm passionate about the country. This is our country, and we have to make sure that we do the best for the country, no matter which party is there. You have to critique, you have to contribute, and you have to also make sure that we are doing the right things as a nation. I think that is the most important. But yes, I have very strong social democratic leanings. But I also understand how the capitalist world works. I've worked most of my life in private sector, so I understand how that one works, and I can understand how you blend it with socialism to give you a more social democratic leaning, which is what I think is good for Africa.
Yeah. And to sitting back, since I'm here by at the end of Mamulo 2016 elections.
Oh, I think it's a lot of reports have come out, Kwesi reports, a lot of discussions going on within, and it's mainly to do with the fact that I think we did not send our message, to the grassroots. They lost touch with exactly what we were doing.
I didn't send the message.
That was the issue.
Because prior to 2016,
that was the issue. So the question is, why did we lose? Yeah. I think that is the reason. And I think we've put a lot of things in place now. We've had a lot of discussions with the grassroots. We've had a lot of discussion with the branches. We've moved back into the branches. We are building an organization that can be sustainable. And no one person.
It means whilst in power, more neglect you.
I would say that it wasn't that once in power, you didn't neglect them, but the concentration was more on government than on the party. And I think there is a blend that you have to do. You have to work at the party level and you have to work at the government level. And I think our democracy is very young. So we are learning. And I'm sure if you talk to my MPP friends, they will say the same thing about them, why they lost. And I think the issue is we have to be very cognizant of and very in touch with the people of the country. Sometimes you do things to the benefit of just the economy and thinking about the outside world, how they look at you, whereas you should really be more vested in your domestic affairs.
Anti Osha baby amotia anyway, coffee means some mold.
Yes.
Just a tree.
Tree.
Great, until wait me a catchy.
Guys,
more. From where you sit, at the end of your biggest mistake, I am Lucy 2016 election.
I don't know mechanics. It's being not really in touch with the grassroots, not going back to the branches, sitting down with them, understanding what the challenges are, discussing with them. and also conveying with them what your party wants to do. I know, I think the major challenge, but I think most of that has been now addressed.
But we because why the neglect? Because at the time now partyful soldiers almost you've neglected them. But
yeah, it's something to do with governance. You have to have a balance. And so when you have balance, well, both the party that brought you into power and also the job you're supposed to do. Sometimes the job you're doing can become overwhelming. When we say, to mean your time to go back, and it's one of those things. You always have to be able to go back and explain to them, Diana, it's a and what it will lead to, because sometimes they can't relate to what you're doing and where it's leading to, but you have to go back. Sometimes the pressure pressure of governing a country can become overwhelming.
Jerry said, now we are very corrupt in government.
No, I don't think so. Well, there's a lot of discussion about corruption, and if it is true, then those people should be prosecuted. In every government, if there is corruption, that corruption should come out, and there should be a way to prosecute it, and nobody should be shielded. That's my view.
Okay, so there was no corruption in the NDC government.
Well, where I was, things that I was doing, I don't see any around me. But if there was, and there's evidence for it, because there's a lot of discussion about corruption. Sometimes some people who have, like your media can go on and let people think and create a whole situation that there's corruption, whereas the media has no information. There is absolutely nothing that the media has, and then they are propagating it. So it is also your institution also does that, And it's important that people know the truth. And the truth should come out. And the way the truth comes out is, if you believe there is corruption, talk about it. And I have talked about many issues that have happened recently.
More time, the media, the right to information bill. It was seated right in front of you. And then I'm more shielding here. Well,
to pass a bill, you're going towards a parliament hall, and I think the right for information, I think, is a wonderful bill, and I think I will back it any day, because I believe that the more information you give, more information more be, and also he can think about it and reason for himself and come out with it. But if he doesn't have the information or wrong information, he'll make a wrong decision. And so a very important information should be given. But information, remember, false information, your information. So we have to make sure that we're talking about the true, right information. For example, today I'm even asking, why is it that the state operating entities like GMPC, BOSS, and a few of them, why don't we have their financials for 2019? 2018, sometimes you can't get the financials. Why can't we access it? It should be on the webpage. We should pass laws to force SOEs to issue their financials so we can all see what they are doing. The government issues its financials. So recently, IMF, they've issued, they've showed us what Ken should have showed us in November. But Ken has still not showed Parliament his numbers for 2019. He has up to June ending to show those numbers. So right now, what numbers are we using? We're using numbers from January to September. If you ask them right now for the numbers, they'll tell you they have up to June to give you that information. But meanwhile, they've given it to the IMF. They have not given it to the citizens, but they've given it to a third party who is not even a national of this country. And we are asking, why don't we have that information? So I agree with you. The bill for the right for information is important. You asked a question. I didn't know Yam Pass.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's procedure in Parliament. It's Parliament.
But I'm pass No,
but Parliament
at
is
the time,
Parliament is made of minority and majority.
Yeah,
so the minority should have pushed it. Sometimes you can have minority push things and it will come to the fore. When it comes to the fore, they can veto it and say, no, let us send it away. But you can make it come to Parliament. So anybody who says, you know, you were empowered, so you can move things to go to, what's it called, to Parliament for them to pass it.
Great. Alex Mould, the former Chief Executive Officer, GMPC, on 100 degrees. You call for a quick break. Here, bar. You will continue. But Shannon, so between the WhatsApp message at the bar 0504 771800. A quick break. Here, by here. Everyone, welcome back. So, see another one video to our Onua TV. 100 degrees, and yeah, they bro, we, if you some react up him say, no watch it, ever boy. Yet, tonight, say the anonymous say, your baby, sir, and some no, said the open say, WOHO. Alex Mould, the former Chief Executive Officer, GMPC, Namneno, Chushenko. Send a WhatsApp message for bra 0504 771800. National Sumami say, we're live, our Facebook. Onua TV. Before I make a break, and after watch me more about Parliament engaging the bill, Ghana, you're progressive and now you're retrogressive.
Yeah, progressive, but not at pace that we should be progressing. We are progressing. Our democracy is getting stronger. We are understanding what democracy is.
In terms of development.
In terms of exactly how we get things done. If government wants something done, it cannot do it without Parliament's approval. Parliament has to approve the law. Government cannot do anything unless it is the law. Government cannot spend money unless Parliament approves it. So BBI is so-called Parliament. And you have to have people in Parliament that understand what is going on, either in the energy sector, in the finance sector, trade. You have to have them understand it. That is why we are encouraging more and more people to go to Parliament so that our Parliament can become strong. If the Parliament is stronger, then Ghana becomes stronger. If you Barcelona, any Madrid Bobola, it's better than Barcelona is playing Osasuna.
Yeah.
So you need a strong parties in Parliament. Right now we have 2 strong parties, but they need to be really strong. They need to fortify. That is why I am actually so happy I'm seeing a lot of people contesting in the MPP elections where you have people who are Mugabes or people who you've seen that they've had the position for a long time. Young people are contesting them because they're bringing new ideas. We need new ideas. We need people who want to do the right things in Parliament.
Parliament here, one minority side or majority side.
Yes.
Currently, with the minority to majority one, they are here stronger.
In terms of
ideas, in terms of experience, in terms of BBR.
Definitely, I would say the NDC is stronger. The NDC has always been stronger.
How?
The NDC has always had a stronger representation in Parliament.
Stronger.
Well, you can see from the debates. Who debate are? There are more people in the NDC who talk. And you look at the debates on the MPP side, there are lesser people who talk. It's obvious.
The young ones are go.
Yes.
The likes of E.T. Mensah,
they are there, but now they are in a supporting role. It is a business. What business are? You are the CEO for a while, or maybe you started as a manager, you become a CEO, afterwards you go to the board. A CEO and the management, it is a parliament. So you will have your time there, and afterwards you will go away. You will now be a mentor to the young ones. You work with them. Nobody is sidelined. You're always there in the party, helping the young ones push the agenda forward. And that is always as it has been. And that is how it will be.
Question. We're a mentor.
Yes, of course.
Really?
Yes.
Mentor NDC.
Well, I won't even say only NDC. I mentor Ghanaians. I have mentored a lot of people in many places I have worked. I have encouraged young ladies to actually take positions because in the previous places I worked, we talk about glass ceilings. Ladies do not normally move to the management level. When I was in Stanchart, in my management team, I had almost 50% in that team. When I went to NPA, there were already people there. I made sure that we employed more women into NPA. Same thing with GMPC. My management team, there were 5 of us in the management team. 2 were ladies and 3 were men. And I sit down with them. I try and understand what the challenges women have, especially young women, in climbing. And it's sad to say that sometimes people do not give opportunity to bright people, and they sideline the bright people and give it to people who will do favors for them. So for me, I think it's important that the mentorship role by people like us who have experience, we should mentor young people and give them the opportunity and also give them the encouragement that they can do things. Because most times people think you can only do something if you have like a godfather. But if you're bright, we should be able to identify you. And that is one of the roles that we have in every organization, in NDC, in StanChat, in MP. We look for the bright young people, and then we give them a fast track. That is what should happen in government as well.
Why are you running away from being the running mate to John Mahama?
Nobody is running away from anything.
Are you ready for the running mate position?
There are quite a number of people ready, and of course I'm ready. I've been in a management position for the last 20 years in my life. I have been CEO, I've been head of, I've been on boards of large multinationals. So yes, of course I'm ready. But that is not the issue. The issue is what is good for the party. And I believe that our flag bearer, working with the Council of Elders, have a number of people they are looking at, and they will choose who is good for the NDC. Not who is the best person, but who is good for NDC.
When you're good for the NDC?
I don't know. I haven't seen the shortlist. I don't know who is chosen. I've not had a discussion with anybody.
Oma approach you?
No, I don't think they've approached anybody.
But yeah, Oma approach you, I'll be pleased.
Of course. If my party wants me to do any work, whether it is be a CEO or be a minister or be a running mate or any, of course I will do it, because my job here is to support the party.
But the point is, when you say you're that good, you should be able to own up. I'm ready. The running mate position. When
you say own up, you don't own up. They have to choose you. They know your capabilities because you're working with them on a day-to-day basis. There's no need to lobby.
But you need to avail yourself. What avail you?
Of course you avail yourself, because I'm doing work with the party every day. So you're available for everything. It's they who have to decide whether person A or person B should be the running mate. And there are various criteria they are using. It is not only whether you are knowledgeable in a subject or multiple subjects, it's whether you appeal, and there are a lot of factors that go into it. And I believe that everybody should take their time. The NDC, when they are ready, they will unveil who the running mate is. It is not a rush job. We have time to do it. There's no deadline. So I think they should just, so won't happen.
Maybe I'm more few list. Nothing. Of course, the likes of Kabina Dufour, the likes of Wadako.
Very good person.
Mami for two-way, including yourself.
Very good people.
Obey better than any of them.
Everybody there is a very good candidate.
But
it depends on what their situation is. It depends on who you're working with.
But you think you are better than them?
In what way? I definitely know that I have capabilities, and I know them. I've worked with both of them before. They have a lot of capabilities.
Qualities being now, why would you say you can outwit them?
You don't have to outwit somebody. You see, this is not a game of outwitting somebody. It is what is going to work for the party and what is going to work for the running, for the president, for the our presidential candidate. What characteristics of people he's looking for, what values, and also what capabilities. There's a combination and how they relate to the party in various areas, and he will choose who is best. I believe that everybody has a role to play in the party. You don't have to be the running mate. You can be, an executive in the party. You can be a CEO. You can be on the board of companies or public companies to help the party. There are various roles you can play.
And so you presented the three of you to NEC to choose Bakwa.
It depends on the criteria. There'll be a criteria given to NEC. And NEC will be
whatever
asked,
the criteria may be, would you see choose Alex Mould?
I don't know why they will choose me. I don't know why they will not choose me. But based on the criteria they will have, I believe that they will make the right decision.
And the criteria may make you the best candidate?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that make me you know, who I am.
Like what?
My values, you know, what I stand for.
What do you stand for?
I stand for fairness. I stand for the truth. I stand for making sure that we don't oppress people, making sure that people have a voice, making sure that people can get the basics in life. I don't believe that anybody should be sidelined if they have the capabilities to do things. And I also believe in the truth coming out, and also being fair in business and being fair in life, whether it's at home, whether it's with your children, whether it's with your colleagues at work, being very fair, but also making them understand, you know, why you take certain decisions. I don't think you should be autocratic. I think you should be more democratic in how you do things and explain things to people. That's me.
So, okay, we say we a unifier. Are you a unifier?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a unifier, sad, but I like listening and taking consensus. Unifier presupposes certain skill sets. I don't think I have all those skill sets for unifier, but I am somebody who is fair. Whether if that person is a unifier, then I'm that person. I am fair. I will listen to you. If I have an opinion on something, I'll explain my opinion to you. I'll listen to your opinion, and I'll explain why I believe my opinion weighs heavier than your opinion. But I definitely will listen to you. And if yours makes more sense, I will take it. In fact, I will champion it for you.
We hear everybody on board to win 2020
yeah,
election.
Everybody on board. Absolutely.
Until by then, what to me, then I'm not going to do about back to the party.
Konedu is one person. There are a lot of other people who you want to come to the party, especially those people in the various constituencies and the various branches who did not come out to vote. Those are the kind of people you need to bring back. And yes, you need to bring back Nana Konedu. She was a founding member of this party as well. So yeah, you need everybody.
Mould to me win the election without Nana Konedu.
Well, there's no one person who is going to win as the election. There's no one person or one group of people who is going to lose us the election. We will lose the election if we don't appeal to the masses. If everybody who is sympathizing with NDC or who is supporting NBC doesn't come out to vote for the NDC, we will lose the election.
Do you think that at this point, Jerry Rawlings, with all the fuss around him, will make me a winning election without him?
I don't know about winning election without him. I mean, he's always there. So why would we lose?
Is he still relevant in the party?
Of course he's relevant. He has a lot of people who follow him, people who respect him, people who admire what he has done for the party. So yes, he's relevant. And there are a lot of people in the party are relevant. There are a lot of founding fathers of this party who are relevant.
Do you follow him as well?
What does that mean?
Do you follow Jerry Rawlings? Is he your man?
Well, I don't follow him, but you know, anything he does, I listen to it, and I critique if I have issues with it. And if he's doing the right thing, I will support it.
Ever since I'm a co-opposition, was supporting me enough.
Why?
Jerry Rawlings.
Okay.
Was supporting me enough in opposition. We're making the ideas to
I mean, anytime, you know, he's still the chairman of the Council of Elders. So anytime there are meetings, he organizes the meetings with the party to make sure that things are going right. And as far as I know, he has been supportive in all these meetings. And he has his views. Other people in the council have their views. They discuss it. And they work with the party executive to make sure that, you know, the party executive, who are the executive, they are the functional executive. They actually do the work. The council is more like a board advising them, and they are doing the work. And sometimes when your board wants you to do something, but the party has another way of doing it, they have to go back to the board and explain to them why they want to do it this way. So sometimes there's conflict. In every organization, you will have conflict. Any organization that there's no conflict, that organization dies in the future. You have to have conflict in an organization. But that conflict should be a positive conflict. A conflict that results in you moving forward, in you getting better things done. If you have I'm telling you, if you have an organization that you are jaw-joined on everything, that organization dies.
Senator Rawlings.
Conflict is important.
Kwabena Dufour, Ewada Alex Mould. Why not John Mahama be choosing?
Well, time will tell.
Why not John Mahama be choosing?
Time will tell.
You are 4.
Well, I'm sure there are more than 4. I'm sure there are quite a number of more capable people, equally capable people that they are looking at. I don't think they're only looking at 4.
So if you say time will tell,
yeah,
time, I bet tell is saying.
Well, time will tell exactly why they have chosen somebody and why they have not chosen another person. And by the way, let us make sure that we understand something. Not choosing you doesn't mean you are not good.
But you believe in yourself.
Of course, and you should still believe in yourself. The fact that you didn't choose me to be the CEO, if we are in management, management and management, and they want one CEO, one of us will become the CEO. If they choose you, my job is to support you, no matter that I wanted that position. But they chose you for a purpose, and my job is to support you in every which way I can. Them not choosing me doesn't mean that I was not good. It just meant that you fit the bill at that time for what they needed to be done.
Okay.
But doesn't mean that I was not good.
And to me mention Edin 3 alongside you, you're presenting John Mahama and who would GDSO choose you as running mate?
I don't know. I don't know what he would choose. The choice is...
It means you don't believe that you qualify.
No. The fact that you don't know what he would choose doesn't mean that you don't qualify. It just means that you don't know what the criteria is.
But you've been in the party all this while.
Yeah, but the thing is that, it's somebody who is choosing, and he's going to choose in conjunction with advice from various people as to what is the best or who is the best candidate for him to pair with for the party. It doesn't mean that the other people that are there are inferior to that person. It doesn't mean that. It just means that this is the best pair that you can take for the election.
At the end of the general criteria in selecting a running mate.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
but I know. I don't know. I'm not a functional executive of the NDC to know. But I have a feeling, or I have an opinion of what should be the criteria. Just like I have an opinion for if I wanted a CEO of Onua TV, I would first of all consult with all the people who are in Onua TV to find out what is the criteria. But then I will have my own thing and saying, I want somebody who is a leader. I want somebody who really understands the job. I want somebody who can work with people. He has people skills for Onua TV. That is how I do it. The same thing they will do for the NDC vice president position. But that criteria, I don't know, because I have never been in a political party at that level where you decide, who should be the running mate, or I have never been there. But I still know that the principles are almost the same. You have to look for people who have good character, good values, who believe in the organization, who also has trust in the presidential candidate and the team he's working with, and who they also trust. So trust is very important in the selection.
100 degrees, and I'll go so I will share a high on your TV with me the WhatsApp message there about 0504 771800. Alex Kofi Benson Mould, a former Chief Executive Officer, GMPC, and I'm in a come on pretty shortly. Mekonafe, Marco Kinkai messages, and I'm on channel so say streaming live our Facebook, Onua TV. Meaning the Asempa. Now, my member also. We share the management of the economy since President Akufo-Addo buy into power. How would you grade him? Over 100.
Well, what is the marking scheme? What is 10? What is 20? What is 30? What is 40?
So economy.
Yeah. So what is 100
in terms of economy?
Yeah. What is 100? Tell me what 100 is.
100 is excellent.
Yeah, but what is excellent?
Excellent
based on what? For you to decide somebody's performance, the first thing you have to look at is what was expected of the person. What did the person agree to do or not do? That's the only way you can judge his performance. You can also judge his performance based on what he took over and where he has taken it. That is how you judge the performance.
Okay, to grade the president according to the promises he'll make here. At least some of the promises: 1 district, 1 factory, 1 constituency, $1 million, 1 village, 1 dam.
Well, you know he's failed on those ones, so...
Failed?
Yeah.
How?
You have 1 village, 1 dam in Ghana.
So 1 village, 1 dam over 100?
Depends on what was the definition of a dam.
So over 100, per your definition.
Well, I would give that particular one as poor.
Poor, and poor is what?
Depends on how you grade it. Is it
25,
Is it a 5-point grade or is it a 3-point grade?
No, we're looking at 3-point grade.
1, 2, 3.
Sure.
So it's a 3. It's a poor.
3.
Yeah.
Really? So let's convert it to percentage over 100.
It depends. It depends on how you do it.
Is that 30%?
He didn't get satisfactory. He got below satisfactory.
1 village, 1 dam.
One village, 1 dam, definitely. Because what's a dam? He didn't build dams. He built dug holes. Those are not dams. They're empty. They're empty. You should have a dam, and my understanding of a dam is it dams rivers so that you have water and you can use it for irrigation. Not that you dig a hole and you pray for it to rain and then you have it. That's not a dam. That's a dug hole. So you see, we should be very careful what promises are. When somebody gives you a promise, you should try and understand what was exactly the promise. And you should ask questions. What does he mean by a dam? How much is he going to spend on a dam? The president has come out and also promised us he's going to build 88 plus 6 hospitals within 1 year. I hope he meant he's going to finish building it within 1 year. Did you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
So
he's going to finish building. And what is a hospital? What type of hospital is he going to build? Is he going to build a 2-bedroom hospital, or is he going to build a hospital? How much is he going to spend on each hospital? These are the questions these are the questions for that.
100-bed capacity hospital.
And how much do you think that costs?
Well, are you thinking about the cost?
No, I'm just, how much do you think it costs? Because for you to build it, you should have the money. So the question is, where is he going to get the money to do that?
And to what dreams the president into raise this car? Tana, what dream?
You see, we have challenges in this country at the moment.
Challenges near there.
If you look at the budget, and you look at COVID, and you look at the slowdown in the economy, we're going to have a huge gap, deficit. The deficit is going to be larger than we projected. In the budget, we projected something like maybe 18 or 20 billion deficit. We're going to have a deficit that's closer to 30 plus billion. That means that we have to look for money to balance that deficit. We've hit our peak with regards to borrowing. If we go and borrow out in the market, right now our debt will cost us about 12% if we go out to borrow in the market because of the current slowdown in the world economy. So we're going to find it very difficult to borrow outside. Internally, we're also going to find it difficult to just go around printing money because it's going to cause inflation and it's going to cause other problems. We really have to understand where is he going to get that money to do the 88 plus 6 hospitals. I would love for us to do that. In fact, I even think it is in their manifesto that we're going to do these hospitals. So it's not like it's something new. It's in their manifesto that they will do the hospitals. So, but the question is, they are delayed. If you look at the budget, our total capital expenditure in this budget is 9 billion. 9 billion cedis. Total capital expenditure means roads, everything, 9 billion cedis. If you're going to do 88 hospitals and you're going to spend $10 million on each hospital, that is 60 million cedis times 88. It's a lot of money. It's in billions. We have to raise this money. That means that if we can't raise the money, we have to forego certain other projects. Remember, we have to do the roads.
Year of roads.
Rainy season is coming. Cocoa season is coming. We have to do the cocoa roads and all of that. So we have challenges in this country. The real question is doing the hospitals within the year the most important thing for this country at this moment?
You think it's not the most important?
I don't think it's the most important because the most important thing in this country is how do we revitalize this economy so that many people who can't get jobs now, mainly because there is a low demand in the country, can't feed their families.
Is the economy in shambles?
The economy is not in shambles, but we're going to be in dire straits soon because the demand that should prop up the economy to make our GDP grow has gone down and is going to stay down for a while. I've talked to a lot of people who own businesses in Accra. And Accra is a bustling city, you know that. So if Accra is suffering, the other villages and the other towns will be suffering more. A lady I know owns an organization that makes food. And she has 80 workers. And she told me she has, because there's no demand, she has to let the workers go. Now, when is that demand going to come back? That demand is going to come back sometimes later, and maybe not this year, maybe next year, maybe in 2 years' time. What's going to happen to those people? Those are the problems I am worried about in this country. And those are the things I think, as a government, we should be focusing on to make sure that we address that. People currently are not working. If you take a painter, he's not painting because he can't go out to go and paint. That means he has no livelihood. Take a carpenter, he can't go out to work because there's no work right now for him. There's a slowdown, everybody has slowed down. Because nobody's getting income coming in, they have abandoned certain projects or delayed certain projects. I'll give you an example. Akka, you know Akka?
Yeah, I know Akka.
Akka was given a block, they brought a plan of development, we asked to bring a plan of development, they've come to government and say, you know what, we are postponing the plan. We're postponing they've laid off all their workers in Ghana. This is just one organization.
Do you believe in President Akufo-Addo?
I believe President Akufo-Addo could have done much more than he has done. Because President Akufo-Addo, he had the pedigree to do more. He had good people around him. He could marshal people around him. And he could have done far more than he has done.
Did he lie to Ghanaians?
That is why
when you
ask me about performance, I think he's an underachiever.
Underachiever?
Because he could have achieved far more, given what he inherited, given the support that was behind his victory, internationally, locally, given the fact that he could get a lot of things done. He had Parliament on his side, he could have done far more than was done.
Did he lie to Ghanaians?
I don't know whether he lied or he but he hasn't done what he's supposed to have done.
Did he lie to Ghanaians?
I don't know whether he lied to Ghanaians, but he hasn't
What
done.
did he do?
He hasn't done what he was supposed to do. He said he was going to do.
So he lied?
No, he didn't lie. He just didn't perform. You know, if you lie, it's something like, you know, I know this is blue, but I tell you that it's purple, right? And I show it to you like this. I say it's purple, and you believe it's purple. That's a lie because it's blue. If I intend doing something, but I have not been able to do it, I should come out to you and tell you exactly why I have not been able to do it. But if I come to you and I tell you I have done it, when you know I haven't done it, or when there is proof that I haven't done it, then I'm lying. You get the difference?
Yeah, sure, I get it.
So if he comes and says he has done one dam for every village as he promised, and the evidence shows that he hasn't, then he has lied. If he comes by and said, oh, by the way, this dark hole is a dam, that's a different thing. He has changed the parameter around what a dam is. And now he's qualified a dark hole to be a dam. And now, would you agree that was a dam or not? He'll say he never told you he was going to build you a concrete dam. This is what he will tell you.
There's about a few messages, nothing, but as of now, what do you saying? Fuel, Yenton is saying. What should be the price of fuel?
I think about 360 to 370, 380, maximum 380.
Maximum 380.
380, yeah.
Why?
Well, international oil price. We land oil in this country, you know, petrol in this country at about 24 cents per. And if the exchange rate is 5.8, I was reading somewhere they said it's 5.6, but that's another lie. It's not 5.6. Exchange rate is more like 5.8. If you go and change it at any bank, you won't get 5.6. So it's about 5.8. And that brings it to about 1 cedi and 40 pesos. The taxes alone are about 1 cedi and 50 pesos. And then you have distribution charges, which is about 1 cedi and 10. But if you add all that, you get to about 4. That was about 3 weeks ago. Prices have come down since then. We landed in Ghana about 22 cents. So that brings it to about close to 101 cedi and 30 pesos or so.
So as it stands now, they are cheating us at the pump.
I would say that you are not paying the fair value for the
They are
pump.
cheating us.
Well, it depends on how you look at
Be
it.
blunt. They are cheating us.
You are not paying the
They
fair
are
value.
cheating us, you know.
Well, the thing is that if you have a lot of people doing that, then, you know, are they colluding?
Anyway, some few messages. This one says, my condolence, Mr. Mould. God knows why it took take heart. Good evening, Mr. Senpai and Honorable Mould. God bless you for the good work. Please tell Mr. Mould he's my role model. I followed him on Facebook. I appreciate his work for the party, and I wish he could extend his youth motivations and engagement initiatives to Savannah region from D. Brown in Damongo. Okay. They're waiting for you in Savannah region. I'm Clement. Please ask Mr. Mould his position about the current status of Ghana's oil and gas sector. Also, the current petroleum agreement with Aka Energy. He spoke about it. I'm enjoying the show, and kindly tell Sir Alex I sent him an Instagram message, and he should kindly read it for me. God bless you. This is somebody who sent you a message. Sebastian Osmanu. I couldn't agree much more with the former CEO's assertion that Ghana's democracy is, forgive me, let me quickly get this, okay. So I couldn't agree with you that Ghana's democracy is driving in the right direction. It's not that he's running away from the running mate position, but the point is nobody runs away from what is good. You only run away from the bad. The expertise of the former CEO are needed in the current government. You should accept to serve under the current government because what it stands for, life are vividly manifested in the current administration. Yakubu Chambers in Bolga, would you serve in Akufo-Addo's administration? If you're given an offer now, would you serve?
It's a tough one, but...
Why? For God and country, would you serve?
It's about the politics. If my party would agree, I would go and serve. And if I believe that if we had a position that somebody was capable of, and the person had leanings towards the NPP.
But the first
and
thing you said,
and the party agrees, yes, that person should.
But the first thing you said, as a Ghanaian, you are concerned about the country.
Yes, so
why are you concerned about your party?
You can serve in various ways. The fact that you have NPP, NDC doesn't mean that they are back channels. There are no back channels. We talk, and we talk a lot about things about the economy. Most of my friends, in fact, not most, but some of my friends are NPP, some are NDC. When we meet as friends, we talk.
So would you serve in Akufo-Addo's administration?
No,
if you're given the opportunity? Why?
I know. With the current dispensation,
you don't love Mother Ghana.
It would not be.
You don't love Mother Ghana.
It would be politically suicide.
You don't, because you're going to be the running mate. Please, how would you score yourself during the tenure at GMPC? I'll ask him for you. Good evening, Mr. Host.
Yeah, so
I love this man. I love this man because he's a man of wisdom. I love this man. May God bless him to become a running mate. NDC, Napo from Kumasi. Fawaz.
Is that Napo? Is that our Napo?
Please ask him if he's chosen by the NDC flag bearer, can he match the economic messiah, Baumia? Would you match the economic messiah?
Well, some people say that some people even doubt if the Messiah was the Messiah. You know that the Jews don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah. So there are some people who would question the word Messiah.
You don't believe Baumia is the Messiah, economic Messiah?
Is he?
You don't believe him?
No, I'm asking, is he?
Well, you can tell me.
What's the definition of a Messiah?
Economic Messiah.
Well, what's the economy doing right now?
As the head of economic management
What's the economy
team,
doing right now?
Well, you can tell me.
Depreciation of the city?
Has he messed up?
It was arrested?
Has he messed up?
It was arrested, right?
Has he messed up?
Well, we are 5.8 now.
So he's messed up.
He didn't mess up. It's just that he's not been able to arrest it.
He doesn't know it.
It's not because he doesn't know it. I believe that, there are certain factors that, didn't allow them to be able to arrest the depreciation of the city. Like they may have bitten more than they can chew with regards to managing the economy. Looking at the debt that we've piled onto the country, we've piled on far more debt than any government has piled on. And what did they say? What did Baumia say? He said what? He said, we don't have to borrow because the money is in Ghana. Now they've borrowed. Now, how do you explain that?
Mr. Mould, if you look at the MPP now in government, were they ready for power?
Well, it's easy when you are not at the helm of an organization and you are criticizing. It's very easy. When you get to the helm of an organization, the first thing you have to do is you have to do a complete understanding of your position, where you are. And then you have to tell your stakeholders that this is where we are and this is where we can go. If I was outside and I said, I can take you here, I have come back and I've realized that I can't take you here, I can take you here. You need to immediately tell your stakeholders the truth of what you can do and what you cannot do. And then you also need to take stock. You need to also then find out what are your priorities. If you had told people before you came into power that these are your priorities, you can change your mind when you are in power and tell them, you know what, I've come and assessed the situation. These are no longer my priorities. My priorities are now this, this, and this. And this is how I'm going to run the country. If you don't do that and you still rely on your promises, you will be judged by your promises. You know, you should be very honest to the people you are governing. You should be very honest to the people in an organization that you are managing as to what the situation is and exactly what you can do. If they call you that you lied to us again, just tell them the fact that you've taken stock of it and this is what you did. You did not know the situation before you came in. But if you still are going to be held to what you promised and you haven't told the people exactly why you are changing your promise or you're changing your targets, they're going to judge you like how I am judging them, that they underperformed. They said they were going to do this, but now they're only doing this. So you have underperformed. If you are a football manager and you tell your people you're going to win the European Championship and you don't even qualify for Europe, what have you done? You have underperformed.
Mr. Mould, I wish you well. Great, my brother. And as well, Alexander Kofi Mould, former Chief Executive Officer, GMPC, 100 degrees. Yada se bebre samo journey aha and ye di jumedi and besi. Nyamiasum drink and watchana share Onua matching jumedi so media sedama obi and of course our producers, directors, Nyamiasum drink kamo. Medin Semba, have a very good evening. Alexander Mould has been my guest. Good evening.